Hey everyone, Jim T. Graham with RCGroups.com. I'm here with someone I think everyone knows who he is. It's Mike Mayberry with Hitec. What's going on, Mike?
Hey, Jim. Glad to be here. Hey, everyone.
I say it every time, but I think it needs to be said one more time. The first guy to ever help me in the hobby, the first person I ever picked the phone up, and he answered the phone, the tech line, and I had a transmitter programming issue. He hooked me right up. I was working Crow the next day on my ugly stick that I had built out in my garage. So thank you, Mike. And also, I'd like to say thank you from all the people you've probably helped over all the years you've worked at Hitec.
There's been a few. There's been a few in my 26 years with Hitec. So, but it's one of the things I enjoy the most. Talking to the customers, meeting the people, being out in the field. So yeah, very, very happy to have such a great base of customers.
And that's a great point, because if you're watching right now, I want you to know that we will be talking to Mike on a regular basis. And some of the things we'll be talking about will be questions from people that he gets that are common. And he'll continue answering your questions at Hitec, but now we'll also be answering your questions on the YouTube channel. So you can learn all the things that Mike says every day to people that always have issues, but also the longevity of Mike at Hitec also brings us to the point of the 50th anniversary of Hitec.
Yeah, so we're excited about that. 50 years as a company, started in 1973, and we have information on our website, kind of with this timeline. As Hitec came into existence in South Korea, and then worked our way into the U.S. in about 1985. We were talking earlier, Jim, about RCD, right? And where's RCD? Well, there's RCD. RCD was really the line of receivers that came out for the narrowband regulations that came in 1991, and it was very popular for us. We sold, universally compatible receivers for all brands. Unfortunately, that's not the case anymore. But as we work our way through, Hitec, obviously servos are big, the big industry for us, as well as chargers. You see the little HS50 there. It was one of the first mass-produced ultra micro servos.
I will say I had the Prism, and I had HS50s and everything.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Hitec's not building radios anymore, but we're still supporting anybody that ever has any questions about our products. That's the big thing about Hitec, is you can always pick up the phone and call us. A lot of times you'll get me or our other techs that have been with us for the same amount of time. Actually, Tony, our service manager, has been here even longer than me. But as we move through all this development in the servos, there's been a lot of kind of innovative things that have happened over the years, as far as the technology that we use and the gear trains, and there's our Robonova. We had our foray into the robot market. If you'd ever seen one of those, I'm sure you saw it at some point, Jim. Where the guy's out doing push-ups and jumping jacks and stuff like that. That's not something that we've continued with, but it was kind of fun at the time, for sure. Waterproof servos, Aurora 9. I don't know how many people tell me that that's the most favorite radio they've ever had.
I'm wondering if mine is hanging up in the shop. I'm gonna go back after this and see if I can find it.
Yeah. I mean, that was a good product. Obviously, we're not building the radios because we're focusing on the servos. One of our big things is our industrial industry. Outside of the hobby. I mean, that's a huge market for us. We've developed really incredible products that have to withstand, we're talking, like NASA type of stuff, where there's failure is not an option. You can see there, like the SG 33, These things actually are they can be they're filled with mineral oil, so to offset any so again waterproof, but they're filled with oil to actually offset the pressures that you would see at great depths.
Wow. Okay.
Linear servos. In fact, linear servos is kind of another thing where we developed these for the industrial industry, but they definitely would have an application in maybe you want to lift up your canopy on a scale model or something like that. So we're kind of trying to see what areas the linear servos might be able to be used in the RC side of things. So anybody has a thought on that, or we're definitely interested in trying to expand those servos into the RC side of things where they're really not used right now.
I know that these are topics on RC groups, so I'll even try to find some information for you.
Yeah. But yeah, it's and with this 50-year anniversary, we have really you're going to see and hear us a lot more. We've got a social media director in-house now. So, content is something that we're, really going to focus on, getting people, excited about Hitec, showing them, new products, being at events. If Jim, you remember in the heydays of Joe Knoll, the Hitec booth at the 3D line, we were driving the feel, the vibe of that event, and past several years we've kind of pulled back a little bit, obviously, with the happenings around the world and everything.
Sure.
Things have changed, but with the 50-year, with everything that's going on, we're going to be back in force. We're going to be driving that vibe down on the 3D line and have our usual vendor row. So that's something we can talk about in the future, is that's going to be some fun times at Joe Knoll this year, and we'll have a bunch of the 50-year anniversary swag, hats and shirts and hoodies and stuff like that we'll be offering. But we want to get everybody excited again about Hitec. Got a lot of new products, new servos. We got a standard size servo with 800 ounces of torque, all aluminum case, waterproof. Be great for giant scale rock crawlers, 8 scale. Really that high end market. Got a little ultra, we call ultra nano servo. So we got like the biggest servo we've ever made, and we got the smallest servo we've ever made. It's the HS 131 or D131 that's new, that we just released. So we're excited, and I got some new chargers in the background there.
Yeah, I see that.
Yep. So 1,000-watt charger we have available. That just released, just started shipping that, the RDX2 1000. It's 1,000 watts on DC and 450 watts on AC, and it'll do 2 ports at 20 amps a piece, or you can parallel the ports to 35 amps. So those guys charging those big batteries, they can charge them quick. There's a discharger that is an accessory item. So when you're trying to discharge those big 6S packs, and it takes 10 hours, we can bring them down in 45 minutes.
So with all that said, go ahead and hit subscribe and like. Mike and I will be talking each week. And not only will we be talking about products, like we'll talk about the servos and we'll talk about chargers, we'll be also talking about how-tos, the charging techniques and concepts, and do's and don'ts. And so hopefully we'll clue you in on some new stuff, but also teach you how to use it and what to do when you're out in the field. And we've got Mike here, so the expert.
Here to help.
All right, everyone. Well, I'm super stoked to have Mike on the channel and having the opportunity to talk to him each week. And once again, just stay tuned. We'll be coming back to you. I'm not sure if we'll be on the same day every week or not, but we'll definitely be coming in and laying out the info. Mike, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you, Jim. Take care, guys.
All right. I'm Jim T. Graham with RC Groups, Mike Mayberry with Hitec. And thanks to everyone who watches our videos and shares and does all the things. See you next